Ferdinand. They're just warming up, I presume. I'm not sure what's going on there. But,
juggling,
yeah.
press-ups.
We've got Alex. Alex there. He's going to be on the sofa a little bit later on, and the band are going to be performing at track for us as well later. So we'll have music outside.
Exactly. Now, going to the dentist would probably be on many people's lists of things to put into room 101 with Frank here. But not being able to visit a dentist is definitely worse in the long run.
Andy Kershaw has been to one place where the lack of access to NHS dental treatment has left a hole that only volunteers can fill.
If you're in Dewsbury with a toothache and no dentist and can't afford to pay, you've got a problem. Which is exactly where Neil Saxton finds himself.
I brought my tooth about a year ago and it's been giving me pain, you know, ever since.
He has no dentist and he's not alone. Nearly half of England's dentists have stopped taking on new NHS patients. Here, the figure is 96%.
Yeah, my family's struggling to find a local dentist now who's actually with the NHS.
The only reason they take me on is if I was a private patient.
There's never ever anything available. When you find it on the NHS website, when it says accepting new NHS patients, you ring, no, we're not.
But for today at least, help is at hand. In the shape of a truck parked outside Dewsbury Town Hall.
What does a Ugandan refugee camp, a deprived inner city in Cambodia, and Dewsbury Town Centre have in common? Answer: they're all getting emergency visits from this dental charity.
This mobile clinic, staffed by a team of local dental volunteers, offers emergency-free care all over the country to those who can't get help any other way. With a queue forming already, Nick O'Donovan, heading up the team, has a busy day ahead.
I've worked several of these sessions in and around, and we get patients and they open their mouths and it does look like a hand grenade's gone off in their mouth, unfortunately. So that's not a nice situation for them to be in.
Neil is among those queuing.
Why don't you just go and see a regular dentist?
I went to see a dentist and they said that they'd have to wait until somebody died before I could sort of fill their place.
With so many in the queue, the team's doing triage, prioritising. It's not that dentists couldn't handle more patients like these, it's that they're only funded to carry out a limited number of treatments on the NHS.
I've got 3 chairs in my surgery and there's a room empty at least 4 days a week.
Halfway through the day and they've pulled out a dozen decayed teeth and done several fillings. Jonathan's up next.
Jonathan, tell us why you've come to visit the clinic today.
I've been in agony with a wisdom tooth for about 4 weeks now, and it's given me jip.
Just as well I'm not squeamish. If I could yank it out myself, I would have done with a pair of pliers.
Well, we have the right shaped pliers. Yep.
Jonathan's treatment is now underway, and in a sense, he's one of the lucky ones.
That looks ready to part company from you, all right?
The British Dental Association says that nationally, every year, nearly 750,000 people who can't find a dentist turn up at the GPs or at A&E.
And out she comes. Well done.
Nick, why do you think it is that so many people have difficulty getting on a dentist list?
Some patients have not been to the dentist for years and they think they're registered, but they're not. Then some people move to the area and they suddenly find that there's no dentist taking on NHS patients, or they may have been struck off the list, so to speak, for missing an appointment.
The charity relies on the support of local dentists like Nick to give up their time to help. And while we're filming, a new volunteer turns up.
Well, this is something that we didn't expect. This is Atik Patel. He's not come here to the Dentaid truck in Dewsbury as a patient. He's actually a dentist who has a practice in nearby Leeds. Most people's perception of dentists these days is that they're greedy and they don't want to take on NHS patients. And would you say that perception's incorrect?
Well, yeah, of course it's incorrect. And unfortunately, there's just not enough funding for NHS practices to take on extra patients.
It's virtually the end of the day. They've seen 37 patients, pulled out more than 20 teeth and done 5 fillings. Finally, it's Neil's turn.
How did it snap? Do you remember?
I more eating, so cheers, thanks a lot. Good work, that.
How'd you get on, Neil?
Brilliant, yeah. They were going to pull my tooth out. I wanted to have it pulled out.
Oh, but no extraction?
No extraction. And they put a temporary filling in and they said it might last a few years.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really happy.
Job done. But as everyone here knows, this is all just a temporary fix.
Well, Eddie Crowd